Hello. Thank you for clicking on this tarot card reading. It's a beautiful day, and I have the opportunity to do a reading while at work, which is always really nice. Yeah. So I was called to do this reading, and the opportunity presented itself, so here it is. This is a general collective reading. Not everything in this may resonate for you, so this is an opportunity to utilize your discernment and your intuition. Right? If what I'm saying is agitating you in any way, the reading's not for you. And that's letting you know to let that stuff go. Okay, I do these tarot card readings as an offering to help people develop their intuition, one, and two, to confirm sensations or awarenesses that you're already having that may not, it's tough to anchor things into the physical when it seems too woo-woo. Like I keep thinking that I need to do a change in life or something like that. And you might. And this reading is here to help confirm whether you do or don't. Because our anxiety can it definitely tries to dominate, take over, and guide us. And it'll override our intuition. Our intuition senses are subtle. So if the feeling is very bold, well, that could be a bold sense of emergency. But if it's this is complicated to say. If it's very real world, when I say real world, I actually say that with a bit of tongue-in-cheek, because the energetic world is just as real as the physical one. We just don't have the scientific tools to measure the full spectrum of light, the full spectrum of sound. We can't truly interact in a black and white sort of a way, because those other realms are not black and white. They're not dualistic. So we are very sensitive beings. Our human body is incredibly sensitive technology. It really is. It's a biotech of the highest degree and highest order. We can get information from places and energies that are outside of our standard sensory observation. That's really complex stuff. How about I just get into the cards? Anyway, these readings are here to help you see what's coming through the week, and to give guidance, but primarily it's to help your intuition. Okay? So again, if I'm saying something that doesn't feel right, then it's not for you. Let that stuff go. Spirit guides and ancestors, please be with me now. Please help me to bring forth the most clear, concise, and accurate messages for our collective. What would benefit them the most hearing now? What are the information? What are the messages? So the overall message I got was a 5 of Wands energy, which is conflict and competition. And that is an energy that can be very uncomfortable for the person engaging in it. It's just an energy. How we react to that energy can make all the difference. We can create a physical or a real conflict with other people because we're feeling this energy passing by. And I kind of got that sense from my meditation before I started this reading. But let's look at what's going on for the collective. Let's look at their inside world first, Spirit. What do we have? What's going on in the inside world? Please, Spirit. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups are options. They're emotional options. They can be fantasies. They can be illusions or delusions. And these things are felt. This is more of a felt experience. Okay. So let's say if you're single and you're thinking, I want to start dating again. You're thinking about, what are my options? Who is presently available in the world around me? Who is in my field? And this is like before you've engaged with other people. And since it's a cups, it's easier to talk about it in that context. It also can be options for like a work opportunity. If you're really heavily invested in your career, your vocation, if it is a very emotionally rewarding activity for you, and you're thinking about, well, which company, which outlet do I want to be within, and you're thinking about all of the different options that are there. That's roughly Seven of Cups energy. What else is going on? We're exploring the options available. Knight of Wands. Okay, I'm getting more of a romantic nature. I almost said smexual, because the Knight of Wands is very not romantic, more on the schmexual side of things. Passionate. Yeah, that's the best word. Very passionate, very seductive, male or female. Dashing, exciting. Seven of Wands, or Seven of Cups. I said Wands, I meant Cups. So options, Knight of Wands. What else do we have going on here on the inside world? Page of Swords. So this is what's happening inside. A Page of Swords is a learner. It's less of a messenger. It's more of a student. It's youthful and can bring new ideas. A youthful air sign energy could be one of the options you're thinking of. But since this is the inside world, this is you wanting passion, wanting more options, and then with the Page of Swords, it's telling me that you are starting to explore, look into what these potential options are and how to connect, how to start pulling them in. Now we're going to move to the outside world. Spirit, what is coming towards the collective in the outside world that is supporting this energy? What is coming towards them that is in support of this? So how is this being manifested into the physical? So when I'm talking about manifesting into the physical world, if it's people, we're not manifesting that person. We're becoming a vibrational match to these other people, and that will draw them to us. High Priestess. So we have someone who's highly intuitive, a little bit secretive. We have High Priestess energy. Okay. Could be Pisces. I mean, just for all the astrologically minded people, that is a card of Pisces. Justice. Balancing of the scales. So Someone's coming towards you, following their intuition to balance the scales, to bring justice into your situation. Or it's a Libra who's highly intuitive. I don't know. Just saying. Meh. Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of, yeah, I'm good. I've already got enough in my cup. I don't need extra in my cup. It's interesting that what's coming towards you isn't open to emotional connection. But that might actually work since you're in Knight of Wands. You may not be looking for emotional connection. You just might be looking for physical. Just saying. Spirit, let's look at the crossing energies. What are the challenge points here? Now these, it's a challenge point, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative. I just look at what are the, the crossing energies. What is the challenging portion of this? I'm hitting my vape. If you don't like that, swipe left. Find another reader. It's okay. My channel isn't monetized. I don't do this for money. I'm a geologist for money. I do this because I read cards. So this wanted to come out in reverse. I don't typically read this deck in reversal. Just saying that this is the Chariot. It did want to come out in reverse. I'm gonna play it in the upright. It's about forward motion. It's about forward movement. It's about balancing your yin and your yang energies. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. And again, I don't really read in reversal, but it wanted to come out in reverse. So reversals to me are stunted energies. If I'm seeing the Chariot wanted to be in reverse, the Nine of Swords wanted to be in reverse, the challenge energies for you are looking like the need to balance the yin and the yang in yourself, balance your masculine and your feminine, your attractive forces and your active forces. So the difference between magnetism and electricity. Yeah. And the Nine of Swords is getting out of the head. So a need to get out of recurring or your mental prison. If you're being inundated by negative thoughts. So stopping a negative thought patterning. And anything else, Spirit? And a Tower. So something here might create a tower for you. And that may be a concern. You'll be like, well, I can't do this. That could also be a part of the Nine of Swords. Well, I want to move this forward, but in come negative thoughts based on an assumed tower. It'll bring down this whole structure that I have going on. Well, that's in your head. The Nine of Swords is indicating that. I have that here between the Chariot and the Tower is a Nine of Swords. It's very clear to me that what's stopping the forward movement are these negative thoughts that we are having, and the negative thoughts are that it's going to bring down a structure. The thing is, if it's the Tower card, that structure already has a faulty foundation. It will fall on its own, no matter what you do. So whatever's stopping you from moving forward here, that this other relationship, this other job that I have, this, this club that I'm a part of, whatever the blockage for you is, where you're having these negative thoughts, well, if I pursue this one thing that I do want, I'm going to lose this other thing that I already have. Bird in hand is better than two in the bush, they say. Now, if that's the kind of mentality, well, guess what? That relationship is based on something faulty anyway. That job is not as stable as you think it is. There's something that is not as stable, consistent, or stable is the best part. There's something that's not as stable as you believe it to be. So if you're fearing something falling apart, well, guess what? It's going to anyway. It's a tower. Towers fall on their own. Or if you see that it's a tower, that you see that something's faulty, you can give it a push, and you'll see. The truth doesn't need your participation. The real stuff can take a hit. Okay? Bullshit, however, that needs constant propping up and support and reassurances. But the real stuff, it can take a hit and weather a storm. Spirit, what advice do you have for the collective at this time? What advice do you have for the collective? What advice would you give the collective for their highest and best unfoldment? Highest and best unfoldment of all. What advice? Three of Wands. Card of planning and preparation. It's not just planning, it's preparation. I often describe the Three of Wands as the actions you do before you do the action. So if you're going to go camping, you get your camping gear out. Check it over the weekend before. Does the tent have any holes in it? Does it need to be aired out because it's got mildew or something happening? It's got put away wet. Do we have enough propane for the little camp stove? Do we have the things that we need? And, I'm missing some stakes. I'm going to go to the store and get tent stakes, and I'm going to pick up another can of fuel. And that is still actions. It's the actions that we do in preparation of what we're going to do. So start your actions. Ten of Pentacles. You have enough. You have enough. Focus on your physical world. Ten of Pentacles is, a lot of people see it as the millionaire card. I don't. It's having everything that you want in the physical world. So if that's a family, that's the partner, that's the kids, that's the dog and the cat and the grandparents, and or it's having all of the singing bowls in the set of singing bowls that you want. And you also have tuning, like if you're a sound healer, and you also have the tuning forks, and you have the gongs. It's having all of the physical components that you want and desire. Okay? And focusing on that. And I'm seeing 3 of Wands to 10 of Wands. This is saying focus on the real, focus on the physical, and getting all of the things that you need. And the Hermit. Might be a time to spend some time with yourself in a reflection. You don't always have to have other people up in your biz, and you don't have to be up in other people's biz. So, this is what we got. It's pretty good advice. It's not a super long reading, but it's a little longer than I expected for just a tarot card forecast. But it feels good. Feels good. Focus on the physical, focus on the real, and focus on yourself. And get out of the head, man. Don't let those negative thoughts stop you from doing what you truly want. Well, this is what I have for you, Earth Angels. Thanks so much for being here. I'm sending you love from my heart to yours. I send you love, and I send you peace. See you in the future.